Hello, NCF. Welcome to NCF Today, our weekly podcast or interview where we're talking to people in the church with interesting trips coming up or ministries that they're offering or ideas that they may have. And I hope you're finding this very informative, a way to get connected to things. And that's exactly why we started it, to get people connected to what New Covenant is offering as you're growing in your relationship with the Lord, as you're raising others up, and as you're reaching out in missions. We want you to be completely and totally informed so you can get connected to all the beautiful things that are happening in New Covenant. Today is going to be about reaching out in missions, and I welcome a good friend and brother in the Lord, Mark. He's here. Mark Gyure is with me today, and so we're just excited to have you, Mark. Mark's one of the elders here at New Covenant, and it's just great to have you, Mark. How are you?
Awesome, and it's a blessing to be here and to be that informative message for those within the church and maybe even those with outside the church.
So I know we're here to talk about an upcoming missions trip to Romania, but first maybe you can just tell people a little bit about yourself, about your family, how long you've been at New Covenant, just some things like that.
Absolutely. My wife and I have been coming here for about 12 years now. We started out in the leadership role as deacon and deaconesses, and then God laid on my heart after you had asked to take on the role of an elder. And through much prayer and consideration, I've been an elder for now, I think, going on 7 years, and it's been a blessing, and it's something that you take very seriously. And part of my life in leadership has been through the military and through even my own medical career. I served in the Air Force. I have an older son that's in the Air Force currently, a younger son that's in corporate security systems. And it's just an interesting perspective at the family and what we've grown to. And it's been a blessing to be the headship, not perfect husband or perfect father, but one that strives to meet the Lord and try to do His will and not my own.
Yeah, well, I can say on my behalf, I appreciate all your faithfulness and being here and walking through some pretty deep water sometimes, and it really helps for me and being a sounding block. So just thank you for serving as an elder. Maybe one day it might be cool to have several elders, and maybe we'll have a round table one day and just let everybody get to know you a little better. I think we don't know one well enough. Just we're so rushed on Sundays, we just don't have enough time to do some of the things that we probably should do as far as introducing ourselves. But anyway, well, thank you for that. So we're here to talk about missions a little bit today. Why don't you, you and I were able to go on a mission last year. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And why don't you just sort of talk about your heart for missions, maybe things you've done in the past that bring you to this current mission that we're going to sort of talk about today?
I'd have to say that as part of a mission or mission outlook is in my entire military career, no matter where we were, once I come to know the Lord at age 20 and followed and walked with Him, not perfect by any means, but in a baby ship as I matured and still maturing, that we're here to serve each other. And the best we can do is share at least the help, hope, and love that we have as a motto here at this church. And part of my ministries that I've been attached to, most of them have been within the United States outside of my military career. Many have been through this church because we are a church of the hands and feet of Jesus Christ, whether it's the community, building ramps, or serving the needy with food, giving people rides to the airport. I won't forget that one when I helped bring the team up to DC's airport with Kayla Coble. And
y'all did a round trip.
It was a quick round trip.
I remember that. I was on that trip.
Yep. And the others I've done besides with you have, again, mostly been local. The ones we're doing or getting ready to embark upon is the one in Romania. And my heart for ministry there is my ancestry is I'm Hungarian by birth and from my father. So that part of the world is near and dear to me, whether it's Romania, the Ukraine, that part of our world. And there are many hurting people there. I know there are hurting people in the United States, but each person has, I'm going to say, a blessing from God that calls them towards that. And to serve that is one of the outreaches. You just have to be humble, accept what God has asked and maybe placed on your heart, and be in prayer heavily to make sure that you're doing His will and not your own will. And again, with ministries, whether it's local or international, they're not vacations. They're there to serve the people.
Sure, that's right.
And there are many hurting people that just to have your arm around their shoulders.
That's right.
And have a listening ear or a shoulder that they can cry on.
Yeah, sometimes you're just showing people that someone else cares, and so that's so important. I know last year and last April, we sort of rendezvoused, if you would, in Bucharest, and you got there, I think, a day ahead of me, and so we went and spent a little time with the Mihai family, and that's where you'll be going next time. I've known the Mihai family for quite a while. They were in our church, and I watched them grow as a couple, and then as their family began to grow, it was good to see them to sort of plant a vision to because Milan is from Romania, and so to see them trying to plant seeds and grow their lives to where they could go back and minister there. Sort of, I think after 6 or 7 years now, it's good to see them really putting down roots and really doing the work of missionaries and there that we support and love on, and they're just doing such a great job. So we went there. We were able to visit. That was the first time I was able to visit their home, which was we were together last year in April, and just see some of the things they're doing. Visit the Life Care Pregnancy Center that they help operate and run, and it was just a blessing. And then, of course, we went on from there into Ukraine. We didn't get to spend a lot of time there, but I enjoyed the time. I've been to Romania before, in another part of Romania, over in Oradea, but it was a blessing to be there with Milan. And I believe they have a good mission. And so this is the trip that you're going to do, is to go help them in their endeavor to be a blessing into their neighborhood and into especially to the Roma community, which so many people around the world call them gypsies, but I learned that a long time ago. That's a sort of a derogative name for them. They're really the Roma. And so why don't you talk about your trip? When's it leaving? What's your focus? Those types of things. When's the deadline? If the team's not full, when do you need to know so we can get these tickets purchased and get on our way?
And I'd say that the team right now is pretty much set. If we have the 6 people that are going to go on it, right now we may have a youth who's 17 who may want to join the trip, and that would be awesome because again, Milan's oldest son Dominic, I think, is about that age.
Right.
So that would be interesting for him to partner up with somebody from our church that will also help out. Our main focus is to work on the school building that they're finishing up, and they're not only going to teach Bible there, but they're also teaching the local children and adults English, and also working with other schools to help the kids in any troubled areas that they have with Misty, Milan's wife, who is also a very devout teacher in her own right. She homeschools her children. And she reaches out. Their pregnancy center, they served last year about 90 children and 40 families.
So exciting.
And it's, again, as Pastor, as you said, Milan's really come into by his own prayer and many behind him and lifting him up, come into his own niche, if you will, of what God really has opened the door for him to do. I've
seen him grow tremendously in his, not only in his faith, but walking in the calling that's on his life, and I appreciate that about him. And I enjoyed being there, be able to talk to him last year and really pour into that. So the main, I guess, objective is doing some building projects, but that's not the only thing you'll be doing. But
it is not.
But you'll be doing some building, so some hands-on people is what you're looking for to be involved, right?
Yes, and there's also opportunities for the summer when they do camps for children.
That's right.
So there may be add-on trips for this, but again, this primary focus, we're leaving April 6th, the day after Easter, and we'll be returning back to the States on the 14th. So it'll be a rather quick trip, but a lot is going to be planned into it. We have a couple of ladies that have signed up and are going. They'll also work with Misty in the pregnancy center, but we're also looking at maybe trying to hold a half-day VBS.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
And that'll involve some of the local kids helping out as well.
Yeah.
Not only serving them, but participating in it.
And I know where they live, so there'll be some Roma children, but there'll also be Romanian children that are there. And I think they're doing a great job. I believe the trip will be a big help for their community. I believe it'll be a great encouragement as well for the Mihai family. And it's always good to have people back at home you love them. And we did an interview not long ago, and some people say, well, I don't know what I'm called to or whatever, but Jesus' main invitation to mission work was come and see. Come and see. And sometimes that's important in itself, just going to see what's happening and how people live. And so you'll know how to pray better. You'll know how to strategize better to help them in the future. So I think if someone's just questioning, should I go? Then I would say the invitation that Jesus gave to so many of his disciples is the same as with them. Just come and see.
Agreed.
And I'll just say this. I saw about what the plane tickets are right now. I would never have a trip as inexpensive, I believe, as what you're going to have. Airline tickets have really come down. And I saw some of the prices on that. So I just want to say to anybody who would like to go to a mission trip, I mean, a week in Europe for a mission trip for less than $1,000 is a pretty good deal. And so if you're looking for an affordable trip, this would definitely be one.
Yes. Yeah. And again, it's a blessing to the Mihai family, as you said, Pastor. And again, my heart was, and anybody's heart, is just pray about it. And if God is tugging on it, take that step. Yeah. Yes. I mean, again, like you said, Jesus was the one that's open hands. I mean, and if you think you can't build something, again, there's something on the ground that you're going to be able to do.
You will.
And it can be just that shoulder that, and we all kind of chuckle and say, well, there's this language barrier. Well, there's so many apps today that, you have to pass a phone back and forth, but there is no language barrier anymore.
Well, with the Mihais, you got the best of both worlds. You got somewhere both Milan and Misty can speak fluent Roma or Romanian, and sometimes it varies within the community. So it's good to have that. And what I love about New Covenant, once again, I just want to say to people who are thinking about it, is that when we do our own mission trips, when we plan them and we're involved in them, we really think about the cost of it. Of course, that's important, but also the discipleship aspect of it, and how to how really to grow in our faith and to see what the Lord's calling us to. Sometimes you have to work that out, right? Yes. You don't know what mission may be your mission,
correct?
Where God may have you, but you'll never know unless you go and see, right, and be a part of it. So I just appreciate your heart for organizing and being willing to lead this trip. And so I guess for anybody who had any questions as we close, just what are some things you want them to know about this trip? How, if they say, well, I can't go, but how can I help?
One of the ways, besides obviously, is always prayer and lifting up not just the team, but the Mihais themselves and all our ministries all over the world. You can look at either donating financially. You can actually advocate for some of the other trips that may be coming up, not only for Romania, but hopefully the Ukraine as well.
Right.
And I'd like to give a little spiel that Eric said to me and you when we were there last year, and he reiterated when we had him at dinner, is that don't be shy. And if you think it costs money as a ministry and a ticket to go over, and you don't know whether you should just give that to the ministry over there, Eric gave to me a very unique perspective that they prefer to have you, the people, and to be able to hands-on pray with them and be there with them supporting, because they see somebody else that's on halfway around the world maybe is actually thinking and praying for them, and they get to see you.
Yeah. So you're speaking of Eric Payne, who's our missionary in Ukraine, and I agree with you 100%. I've discovered that for myself. If you're, if the trip's $1,000, you say, well, if I don't go, I'll just send them $1,000. They would much rather have you spend the time and the effort just to be there, so you can pray with them and encourage them. Great, that's a great word. So if you're at New Covenant and you want to help, we'll put the way to donate at the bottom of the screen, and you'll be able to do that. To pray, maybe before y'all leave, we can put out some prayer concerns, some specific things we can pray for. But if you're thinking about going, come and see what the Lord is doing around the world. You'll be amazed, because He's working not only here in Carthage, North Carolina, but He's working everywhere. And so we encourage you to get involved with missions, not only here but abroad. Well, Mark, thank you. I appreciate your time and being a part of this, and we pray blessings on your trip, okay?
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
God bless you.